This is video 6. We're going to change the colors of the web page that we've been making from previously, and we're going to be changing the layout and the width of the graphics in it, so we can customize the page layout so we can get it how we want it on whatever device we're going to go for. First things first, the current container that contains all the website elements has a specific width. We're going to try and make this a little bit wider for a larger browser, designing the web page for a larger view. Currently, container, if you go along to its CSS styles section and just make sure you can read it, you'll see that it has a width property, and currently that width property is set to 780 pixels. That's the divider called container with a width of 780. Let's say, for instance, we want to make that a little bit larger, change it to 950 pixels, just because we want to view this web page on a larger device. The only issue that's come up is that currently our little banner that runs along the top is only 780 pixels wide, and we want it to fit nicely into that 950 pixel window. Well, lots of students at this point like to take the graphic and just widen it out until it fits. It's very bad practice. You've actually just skewed the graphic and essentially made it bigger than it should be, or wider than it should be, or bigger than it was actually meant to be in the first place. So it's very important when designing web pages that you get the graphic the right size before you put it on the web page. So currently it's 780, so I'm going to open it up in Dreamweaver, in Fireworks, sorry, the same way as we've been using up until now. We can just open up the actual banner picture directly. Any modifications we make to this will modify the file that's actually linked to from the Dreamweaver page. So, to modify the width of a file in Fireworks, it's modify, canvas, canvas size, not image size. We're just going to change the size of the canvas. We're going to increase that to 950, so it goes slightly wider. And you could adjust your canvas, change it to whatever size you wanted, and actually, once it's 950 pixels in size, you can just press save and go back to Dreamweaver. It doesn't actually widen the picture straight away, because when we put the graphic into Dreamweaver, it was 780 pixels, and actually you can see it's made it a little bit bold to say you still haven't modified the width of that graphic to its original. So all we do is press on that little reset size icon, and the graphic goes out to its full width, therefore filling the container that it's in, which is called header. So header contains a graphic, and you can see it does. There's an image contained inside the divider called header. That's the right width for the banner. We're going to change the background color of the page now. So if I click on container, you can see that container is actually this block here. And if I look for background or background color, you'll see that container has the background color of white. Background is a CSS tag that you're allowed to set. Actually, the background of the page is the background of this little section down the bottom called body, because body is the big container that all the web pages are contained inside. It's got black text, which is all these zeros in this HTML color code, and we've got a background of all C's. Well, I want black as a background color. You can actually just write black, and it'll set the background color to black. But if you want to know more about these colors, which I suggest you do, you go onto your browser and you search HTML color picker. I've used the English spelling of color picker, but it doesn't matter. You can spell it either way you like, as long as when you work in Dreamweaver on any web design work, you use the American spellings. You can pick any color you like from here. There's a nice blue. I'm just going to pick this one, and I might set the page background color to this one, which I can just copy. I can go straight back into Dreamweaver, sorry, and set the page background color to that if I wanted to. And I could do the same. I mean, I'm not saying the colors I've picked are nice, but you can change them to your heart's content. I'm going to go back to container, and maybe I'll leave that as its current color. Maybe I don't like this this gray here in sidebar 1. So I click on sidebar 1, and you can see its background color is this gray, which is EB. And I can go back to here, and I can choose another color. Let's go for this dark purple. I'm not suggesting these are great colors, by the way. I've copied it, and I can go there and paste and press enter, and you can see that the color of the menu will change. And even this funky green box that we were working on earlier, here it is, the divider we made called funky green box. Let's get files out of the way so we can actually read this a little bit easier. You can see that it has a background color of light gray. You actually get a little color picker when you get background color. The tag background doesn't come with one, which I find a little bit strange, but that's just the way Dreamweaver works. We can set the background color like that, and you can see that there's a border which I'll change to, instead of solid, I might use dashed. And again, it just supports a color code, so I can put my little color code in there if I want to. You can use anything you like there. So we'll press enter. And you can see there, we're getting a background color of this and a dashed purple border, which is quite a thick border. You know, you can change the width of that to 15 pixels, say. It's just for example. So there's the website. It's now looking very garish and pretty horrible. We can preview it, and yeah, I haven't saved the style sheet that I've been modifying, so I just press yes. And currently the page looks a little bit like that. We've got a little bit more space to write. You can write in here. You can write all your paragraphs in here. In the next session, we're going to be talking about how to put in different HTML elements. So pictures, videos, audio clips, and unordered lists and ordered lists in order to actually add a bit more interesting content to your site.